Welcome to the Cancun Airport in Cancun, Mexico. Purpose of this video is to do a walkthrough and give you as much information about this airport in order to make your departure as seamless as possible. We will enter the airport, we will show you how to find out where to check in, then we will show you how to check in. We'll check our bags here and we'll get our boarding passes. We will walk you through the remainder of the airport all the way up to security and you are gone. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Cancun International Airport. We are outside the airport. Just going to turn this way and show you this is where all the shuttles would be dropping you off, whether it be a bus, like I said, a shuttle, a limo, a car, taxi. If you go straight back there, that's where the parking is. So if you are going to pick up your rental car, that's where most of the cars are out there in the parking area. Or if you're picking somebody up or somebody's picking you up and they said meet you in the parking area, that's where you would go. And as we come around here, you can see people getting out of their shuttles, whether it be from an all-inclusive, an Airbnb, you might be coming from a neighboring town, whether it be Cancun, Puerto Morales, Isla Mujeres. You can see some of these, they're actually not, they're bigger than shuttles, they're almost small buses also coming in here, coming from, a lot of people probably from the resorts in Cancun or up and down the coast of Quintana Roo, Mexico, Mayan Riviera. And you can see all these people just getting dropped off here. This is the second busiest airport in Mexico. And 30 million people come through here, 500 flights a day. They just had one of their busiest days on record, and we are now coming in to the airport. Now I want to draw your attention to this big screen here to find out where you are going to check in. We are flying with Flair Airlines today. You look at the far left column, third one down, it says Flair. As a result, right beside it, it has B. So we know we're going to be hanging a left and going to the B section to check in with Flair. You can also find out whether you're flying with Air Mexico, Air Transat, Frontier, JetBlue, etc. You look at this big screen here, you see what company you're flying with, and beside it, it's going to give you the section that you have to go to in order to check in. Now right in front of us here is Section A. Air Mexico, Air Transat, JetBlue, Southwest, WestJet. This is where you will be, as it says, self-check-in, auto documentation. This is where you will be checking in, and I'm going to walk around and show you Section A. So as you walk into the airport, you look at that screen and you find out what section is your airline in, and then you're going to go to the appropriate area and check in, and it's going to tell you right there. Like I said, we are with Flair. We're going to Section B, but I want to show you around Section A here. Now as you walk in, right to the right there, you have the Starbucks. This is the busiest I have seen Starbucks since it's been here now the last 5 years or so. So that is pretty busy. You also, if you want to wrap your bag up, there's a place right there where you can wrap it up, and then right to the left is an information area, and here are the terminals. You're going to do your auto check-in, and I tried to read something in Spanish there, but you're going to look at the screen right here and you're going to see what company am I with. You're going to hit the appropriate button, you're going to scan your passport, and then you're going to take your bags over against the wall there and you're going to check them in. So this is kind of a self check-in area. We know because Flair is in Section B, I can kind of see it off to the side there, but if you are in Section A, you're going to go over there and you're going to check your bags in. It's a self check-in for Section A, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. You probably got everything online. So you start there, you check in, you select your seats, you print your bag tags, you pop them on, and then you will go right up the elevators into security. You're going to bypass everything. So as you walk in, this is the first door you can walk in. You're going to get right out of your shuttle, and if you are in Section A, this is where you're going to do the auto check-in. We know, you can see the B sign up there, you can see Flair, and we are with Flair Airlines, so this is where we're going to be checking in. But it's super easy there. You can see Flair, JetBlue, and I guess that's Turkish, and it's just one big room. You've got B check-in right there, and that's where we're going to spend some time checking in. So here is the B section, Flair Airlines, which is a company we're flying with. We're going to fly from Cancun to Toronto today, so we are going to head into the B area, and we're going to get in line at the Flair kiosk desks. Now there's a long line up here, so I am going to cut the camera, and then I'm going to turn it back on when we get to the check-in process. And here we are checking in. I'm going to put one suitcase up on the weight there. I always like to take a little look at how much the weight is, and then they're going to put a little tag on it there. Then I'm going to put the second one up, and then we'll get our boarding passes, and we are going to kind of head down and show you the rest of the whole check-in process, because you might not be checking in at Section B. As a result, we are going to go through Section C, D, and E, and then upstairs to show you where security is. So my bag now has been put over there. We're going to get the second one here. She's going to put a tag on it. Then we are going to get our boarding passes. They're going to tell us what gate we're going to. I'm just going to tell you, the gates sometimes change. They told us gate 60. We ended up leaving from gate 55. So we have done that check-in process, but we're going to take you through the remainder kiosks. And you can continue on, but there's a currency exchange if you are heading back to whether it be the States, England, Canada, and you don't want to change your money when you get back, you could do it right there. There's also a desk for Air Mexico right there on the left. Probably the main, if you've got a flight somewhere in Mexico, you're going from Cancun to Mexico City or somewhere else, you might, and you don't have a flight ticket, that's maybe where you want to get it right there. We're going to continue on here, and right to the right you're going to see a big board that has all the flights on it, and like I said, 500 flights a day. This is a busy airport, but it is just so simple to get around. So you can see B on the right and C on the left. Those are the desk numbers, and we are going to continue on and show you right here to the left. You have another bag wrapping place, and here is the new Visitax off to the left here, right by the washrooms and right where Section C is. Now, I've already done a number of videos on Visitax, and they're saying it's mandatory. A lot of people are saying it isn't mandatory, and I'm watching people just walk right by them. They're trying to stop people, but people are just walking right by them, and it doesn't seem like people are paying the Visitax. So the Visitax used to be when you went up the escalator last year, but now they've got a place right here, right in the wall, right beside the washrooms, and they seem like they're corralling people and asking them if they have their Visitax. So just be prepared. Are you going to pay the Visitax, or are you not going to pay it? Some people say they can prevent you from getting on the plane. Other people say, no, you don't have to pay it at all. Some people say, well, if you had to pay it, why wouldn't you just pay it at the kiosk or the check-in desk when you were leaving? There's been so many things written about it, and like I said, I've done a video on it. And if you need some money right there, there's a whole bunch of ATMs around here. So the Visitax thing seems to be an ongoing issue. Some people say you have to pay it, some people say you don't. So we're going to kind of swing back, look at the C section. Looks like it's getting pretty busy, and as I said, it looks like passenger amounts continue to rise in Cancun. It was 29 million last year. They're saying it's going to be over 30 million this year. And we are looking now over at Section D. We see a few check-in little machines there and kiosks against the wall there. So here it is. You probably got WestJet if you're checking in the D section. But these are always changing. What airline checks in at what desk. So that's why I want you to come in, you look at that big screen, you see what your airline is, and then you look right beside it and it'll give you the appropriate area that you have to go to in order to check in. Here's the Guacamole Grill. This has been here for a number of years, and as I come through here every year, I have not had time to really sit down and have a meal there. There is a board if you want to know whether your flight is on time, whether it's delayed, whether it's late, what gate do you have to go to after you go up the escalator through security. And now we've got the last area there, which is section E. So there's the Guacamole Grill. We just haven't had time to go in there and really have a proper meal. And I want to just give you this advice. Once you go up the escalator, go through security, there are a number of restaurants after you go through security. So do not think that this is the only option. So there is E. So if you are going with Porter, you're going to go into that section right there, and you can see there's a few little lineups, and you can see right at the top, you can see where it has the corresponding name to the airline that you would just go and you would just check in. There's a convenience store there at the end, but I would say don't buy any water or any drinks because you're going to go up these escalators and you are going to go through security and you're going to have to get rid of any liquids. So I would advise you, do not buy any drinks right there. There is the escalator and there is the elevator if you have a stroller. After you check in, you are going to have to go up the escalator here to go around another hall and go through security, and then you're out into the duty free and the gates. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to stop and we're going to go up through security. Now as we go up the escalator here, I'm just going to turn my body so that you can see the whole check-in area. It is one big room. It is not complicated. Please do not be kind of intimidated by this process. It is one big room there. You are going to walk in those doors, look up at the screen, go, oh, what airline am I with? Flair. I look up, I see Flair. Flair people go to the B section. You walk over to the B section. You see the check-in desk. You simply get in line, check your bags if you have a bag, and then walk over this area and come up the escalator. And this is a short little walk to security. Don't be intimidated by it. It is simple. I know 30 million people come through this airport every year. There's 500 flights a day, but it's a clean, look at the floors. It's clean, it's well thought out. It is very, very simple. Once you come in those doors, it's one big room up the escalator, and then now we're going to come into the security control. I'm going to have to turn off the camera, but there's a little map here off to the right that shows you all the shopping options and all the food options, and there it is. There is so much beyond security to keep you kind of walking around for a couple hours. I want to say thanks for walking along with me in the Cancun International Airport. If you have any questions, pop them in the comment section. I will get back to you ASAP. I'm going to say ciao for now from Cancun International Airport. This is a simple process. Coming into the airport, finding your check-in, checking your bag, getting your boarding pass, and away you go.